Welcome to the next module of the certification, where we will look in further depth at what financial considerations you should make before going into business. In this module, we will look at the different ways you can set up your business and the impact it could have moving forwards. In addition to this, we will look in depth at the financial accounts to help understand what they are telling us and how to react to different scenarios that occur. When setting up the business, it's important to know that there isn't simply a one-size-fits-all, as each of the different avenues will have their own pros and cons for each of your own individual situations. For this reason, it is essential to take professional advice from an accountant or a solicitor to be fully aware of the different implications that going into business via each entity can have for your business. Think of this point as a crossroads in your business journey, as whichever path you will take can lead you on a different journey towards financial security. A sole trader business is owned and controlled by one person, although they may employ additional staff to assist them in the running of their business. These businesses are considered to be one legal entity in line with the individual that runs them. Therefore, the owner will be personally liable for all business debt that is accumulated through trade. If working as a sole trader, an individual would be expected to register as self-employed with HMRC and will be required to submit annual self-assessments, but generally speaking, their accounting requirements are less onerous than that of a limited company. When looking at the advantages of a sole trader, it's important to know that they are easier to set up and that the individuals will keep full control over daily and strategic decision making throughout the life of their business. However, the disadvantages include that there would be automatic unlimited liability between an individual and their business. Therefore, if the business were to fail, an individual could be forced to sell their personal assets in order to repay any outstanding business debt. The next entity to look at would be a partnership. As the name suggests, a partnership is a business that's owned by two or more people. When setting up a partnership business, a contract is usually drawn up known as a deed of partnership, which will stipulate how the owners will divide the ownership of the business. This can also include sleeping partners who have invested funds into the business but don't actually handle any of the day-to-day operations. Similarly to sole traders, individuals within a partnership business are expected to register with HMRC as self-employed. When looking at a partnership business, the advantages include that more people can contribute towards the business and the strategic decision making, which allows shared expertise of individuals who have complementary skills in business. However, the disadvantages of a partnership business include that there would be unlimited liability attached to the individuals and their business. Therefore, if the business were to fail, the individuals could be forced to sell their personal assets to repay any outstanding debt. The partners will be liable for any total borrowing that is attached for the business, and it won't simply be split amongst them individually. There is also the potential for disputes amongst the partners, which can disrupt the business even to the point of failure, which can lead to additional costs when adding in mediation or arbitration to resolve any potential disputes that rise. The next entity we're going to look at is a limited company. A limited company is an organisation that you can set up to run your business. It's responsible in its own right for everything it does, and its finances are completely separate to your own personal finances. They can be set up online through formation companies or through an accountant. However, they must register with Companies House and file their financial accounts annually, which will be available on public records. Therefore, for this reason, if going into a limited company, you must employ an accountant to produce these financial accounts to the required standard on an annual basis. Advantages of a limited company include the potential tax benefits for the directors, as they would take their own income through dividends as opposed to drawings taken from sole trader or partnership businesses. As the company is considered a separate legal entity to the directors themselves are not automatically liable for any company debt which is generated. However, it's worth noting that most banks or financial organisations will insist on taking a personal guarantee for any borrowing that is given to the business. The disadvantages of a limited company include that the additional documentation required will necessitate in hiring accountants and taking professional advice, which can increase the costs within your business. It is also less private than with sole traders or partnership businesses, as all information, including financial performance and company structures, will be available online on public record. The final entity we're going to look at will be a limited liability partnership. This entity is a corporate body that is subject to company law for its taxation purposes, however treated as a partnership for drawings and individuals purposes. There must be at least 2 members within a limited liability partnership, and a comprehensive agreement governing the duties of each of its members is recommended to be drawn up upon its inception. They are commonly formed within professional organisations such as solicitors and accountants to clearly define each partner's liability within a practice. The advantages of this type of business include that one partner is not responsible or liable for another partner's misconduct or negligence. It also offers flexibility in terms of structure. Partners receive their own drawings of self-employed income, and therefore there could be potential taxation benefits. However, the disadvantages of a limited liability in partnership include that the complexity will require additional support from accountants and solicitors, and again, similarly to a limited company, there will be a lack of privacy as all financial details must be disclosed to public record on an annual basis. Therefore, in conclusion, it is highly recommended that you take advice from the appropriate professionals so that you make sure you make the correct choice for your business, as it will be individual to your own personal needs.